Hey, everybody. Welcome to our new Wednesday night live. You've got the three of us tonight. Sometimes there will be five. Sometimes there will probably be two. Hopefully never one. But we are very glad that you are all with us. I just have to put the chat on here, which I have not. There we go. All right. There we go. Oh, my goodness. There's all these people. Here we go. We're going to get a people here. Let's see. Yeah, sorry. We had people waiting. We started 2 minutes late. People are like, where are we? Sorry, guys. Lily, glad to see you. JM Powers. So, guys, this is going to be our official time every week.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do this Wednesdays at 8:45 Eastern every week on YouTube. We'll always put a link up before so you can hit the notify button. But some of you have followed us from TikTok, and honestly, like, we were just not getting any traction over there. Like, all left-leaning creators are seeing the same thing, and so we're going to go where people can find us. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what we are doing. And I think the most important question is, Chris, what is that in your glass?
Sambuca, which I only learned recently is Italian. I didn't.
It is.
Sounds Italian.
It is. You are drinking that neat?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Let's see. Do any questions in here? Oh, we've got our moderator running. I was like, who's writing for?
Oh,
I know,
yeah.
I know who that is. Great to see everybody. So, anyways, today is Epstein Day.
Christ.
I think is the best way we could put it. Which Luke never wants to talk about, which I
I'm
understand.
just so fucking tired of it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've been talking about Epstein for 6 fucking months.
Yeah. But now we know that Trump knew about the girls.
Everyone knew that. You can't call somebody your best friend and then be shocked that they have this fucking whole thing going on. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. Yep. I mean, that clip that's been showed, on every TV channel for I don't know how many years now of him like pointing at young girls with Epstein whispering into like this is a surprise.
Fork
to
found in
actually
kitchen.
no one.
Yeah. I mean, I think we obviously knew all of this stuff. It's just interesting to see. The right, of course, is all just ignoring it, which I think is really funny. The discharge petition did hit 218 today. They did not. The White House was pulled Lauren Boebert into the Situation Room, which,
Just
again,
fucking
as we
wild.
said on our show today, that's not the type of situation that you're supposed to be using the Situation Room for. But I guess it is a matter of national crisis if you're Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And Epstein is both calling you a scumbag and also that you know all about the girls. But they couldn't even convince Lauren Boebert to drop this, which I thought was fascinating.
I heard, though I haven't been able to watch this closely by any means, so hopefully you guys have the answers. Sounded like Kash Patel, Pam Bondi were in that room.
Yep.
But no Dan Bongo Bongo. Was Dan Bongo Bongo not there?
I don't think so.
Because I remember like it was the Epstein Files case where he like came out kind of acting like, oh my God, what I saw, I can never unsee and all sorts of shit. And he also was like, seemed to imply that he needed to leave the administration. I mean, this feels like forever ago. It was just
like
a few months ago.
Yeah.
He was talking about like how he needs to leave the administration because they weren't releasing the Epstein files. Like, what is Dan Bongo Bongo doing? Is he like on house arrest?
He's in the corner diddling himself. Who fucking knows? It's ridiculous.
I believe that's called a no-show job, where you get paid. And it's funny, like, apparently,
I gotta get me one of those.
by the way, we got to figure out his financial, because apparently he was making $3 to $4 million a year as a podcaster, and then like was apparently very upset about his $180,000 job as the deputy director of the FBI. The simple solution to that would have been to not take the job, but instead, and those salaries are all public, so it's not like he was like blindsided by this. But yeah, I mean, maybe is Dan Boinga Boinga like the true Epstein Files like believer? And
Dan bongo drums. Yes.
I mean,
Some of these people have to have some level of conviction, right? Like they can't all be spineless, rational, like immoral
mean,
fucks. I
Dan.
feel like some of them have to like truly believe in the bullshit they're peddling.
I mean, Dan basically like threw his Secret Service job and career in the shitter to do this, and like made up all this shit about Obama, which most of which never happened. I don't even think he had that much access to Obama. I don't think, but maybe I'm wrong. But you know, he just used that to his political advantage. So I don't think that Dan Boingo has a lot of morals. He's probably not the one.
Yeah, but he probably still believes this bullshit that he's peddling, right?
I've got to ask the misinformation expert about that.
Yeah.
I have a theory, but
Yeah,
I'm not an expert.
I mean, I think that Dan Bongino actually believes the things that he says. I think he is a man of conviction. That is not, you know, a positive trait in this context, because he's a man of conviction about terrible things. But I do believe that he is fighting, you know, some internal struggles. Like, I think he understands that Donald Trump knew what Jeffrey Epstein was up to. He knew that he was raping little girls. And I think that he's really struggling with that. Like, why else would he have kind of like freaked out and, you know, apparently threatened to leave the administration?
Right.
I don't know. Also, why do Pam Bondi and Kash Patel need to meet with Lauren Boebert about the Epstein files?
To pressure her, silly. That's the only answer.
Right.
But see, this is my question, okay? In what universe do people, like, at least I have trouble believing that there's a fucking chance that they let something that is incriminating come out? I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe there's a snowball's chance in hell that whatever files eventually come out haven't been redacted and gone over to incriminate Democrats by Pam Bondi. I don't fucking believe it. I don't believe it.
I mean, the only thing I can say to that is if people in the Justice Department that were career employees that are not political appointees had access to this as well, then it is possible that they could leak that if it doesn't come out. But I don't know.
Changes, you mean?
Yeah, I mean, like I'm saying, if like the original, I don't know when the Justice Department came in contact with these records. I mean, it's been years, right? So I know everyone says, well, why didn't Joe Biden release them? It's because the judge told him not to.
Yeah, because Ghislaine Maxwell was still fucking going. Her trial and appeal were still going.
So that means that there are people both from the Biden administration and career justice employees, attorneys, I'm assuming, that have seen this and probably could come out and just say, this is all a lie. Now, that might not matter because when Donald Trump says he didn't do something, his followers just instantly believe him, even though he's told more lies than anybody in history. It's kind of
more documented lies.
Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
We only know that it's the most documented lies.
True.
There may have been someone who has lied more.
Yeah.
Somewhere in all of recorded.
Mark the Shark 9680 is asking where Zach is because he wants to talk smack on the Chiefs, which I'm all about as a Patriots fan, which I can say again because we're 8-2. Zach's sick, so he was not able to join us tonight, and we decided that he should rest up and be ready to actually have a full work day, then come on and do this. But he will be back next week. We also have two big announcements to make tonight. We, as I said on our show today, which drops tomorrow morning, we are about to have a Maine-a-palooza on the Find Out.
You gotta come up with a better name, man.
Maine-mentum. Do we have Maine-mentum? Does that count? What was the other one we were? Maine-splosion.
Maine-splosion. Yeah,
Maine-splosion.
I like that one.
So tomorrow, which this will air, we're doing a special Friday episode this week. We are talking to Maine Senate candidate Graham Plattner. We have finally booked that. And so he is coming on the show tomorrow. And if you have questions you'd like us to ask him, just put it in the comments here. And then on Monday, which it will air on Tuesday, our regular time, we are speaking with Maine Governor Janet Mills. So if you have questions for her, you can let us know as well. So we are going to have both of the candidates on the Democratic side.
Maine Mania. That's way better than anything you came up with.
That is better.
Brittany Nicole wins.
Maine Mania. All right,
That is way better.
We're gonna kick off. We're gonna kick off the show tomorrow with
Welcome
Maine Mania.
to Maine Mania.
Yep. So if you have questions, let us know. If not, that's fine too. We have plenty for both, to be honest. Like these should be really interesting conversations. I'm a little excited, also a little scared.
I'm a little nervous. I can't lie.
We'll see. Chris, are you gonna grill him? Asked Jessica 007.
Yeah. I mean, I want him to admit that he was lying. Like, he says that he didn't know what a Totenkopf was until 2 weeks ago. That's not fucking true. No fucking way. Absolutely no way.
Yeah.
So this should be fun.
Yeah. No, I mean, the things that I want to talk to him about involve, like, the last time that I was in Maine, it was when that, like, horrific shooting happened, and
Lewiston.
it was in I drove right by it, and I was up there because I was teaching. Is it Watertown? Waterville. I was up in Waterville, speaking at a church to a small crowd, talking about how to stop Nazis because it had recently been revealed that the Blood Tribe had started a compound up there. So I was going up to a church to teach people how to combat Nazis. There is, throughout New England, there are several, like, pretty active neo-Nazi groups, and they do use the Totenkopf quite a bit. There are extremists throughout New England who come into Maine to practice with firearms. These are all things that I am pretty sure that Graham Plattner knows, because one of his, like, defenses is, oh, well, I've trained anti-fascists how to use firearms. You don't name that you are training anti-fascists in firearms unless, like, they're organizing to stop the fascists. And in the context of Maine, that's it. Like, these Totenkopf toting Nazis are a thing that I know Graham Plattner knows about. So
Yeah.
for
Real
him
quick,
to-
for our moderator, they let the president wear one, so I don't think there's a problem with the Senate either.
Fair enough.
But yeah, I agree, Chris. That's the question we need to ask. Because, like, I have yet to hear him say anything that's satisfactory. Like, the thing is, well, both of us have tattoos. If I woke up one morning with a tattoo and then in 2 weeks somebody told me, hey, that's a questionable, that's a Nazi tattoo. If I didn't have the money for a laser treatment or the money to get something tattoo blasted over, I'd take a fucking cheese grater to my skin, because the last fucking thing I'm going to do is walk around with a goddamn Nazi tattoo.
Yeah. And I mean,
like that would never happen for me.
We had a long discussion about exactly this. Like, in the days after, I said, and it is true, like, guys that I served with, if we woke up from a drunken night and had something like that, like, we would have, like, made a ritual, like, out of removing it. Like, it
Right.
wouldn't have been a small fucking thing. Like, we would have punished ourselves, frankly. Like, that's what that's what you kind of deserve if you get a fucking Nazi tattoo.
Yeah, and to be clear to folks, like, we aren't here to, like, play gotcha with folks, because our mission is to move more men to the left, and I think there's an opportunity for Graham to do that, but that also means acknowledging past wrongs and not lying about it, and there is a difference here, and I think that, we'll see what the answer is, but, the reality is that if he had, in his beginnings of his campaign, had said, I've done awful things in the past, and I've said awful things, but I have changed, I've learned, I have grown, much like, Chris, you have talked about your journey over 20 years.
Yeah.
No one would have batted an eye. But again,
to be clear, Chris does not have a Nazi tattoo.
No.
I feel like that's worth pointing
but
out.
was a right-wing Republican.
And I was also like, like it's a good thing that iPhones weren't like
That's fair.
you know in 2006. Like I was a fucking mess. As a matter of fact, my mom just sent me photos from when I was on active duty of me all like not on duty, off duty in a different kind of camouflage, like covered in firearms, like literally covered in firearms.
Oh.
Like the shit that I used to post on MySpace, which I know someone has scraped, like I know it, uh, like would absolutely be more than unflattering today. So I let me skip to the end here. If I were a Maine voter and I had to vote tomorrow, I'd still vote for Graham Plattner over the 77-year-old.
Okay.
Like that, so as like mad at as I may be for this particular lie, like I've seen this guy stand in front of a crowd and start to cry because he's talking about how he has universal health care and that saved his life, and that he doesn't believe that an American should have to go to war to earn that. I appreciate that. He has been adamantly against the genocide in Gaza.
Mm-hmm.
Like I align with that. And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, if you're anti-genocide but you got a dumb tattoo, like I care more about the anti-genocide thing. And frankly, I don't know where Janet Mills stands on that issue yet.
I'll find out.
I well, I have seen some people accuse her of fueling the genocide, which I will say is, doesn't strike me as accurate that the governor of Maine was influencing that. But she may not have spoken out on it. Maine is a very homogenous place, and to be perfectly frank, there are not a lot of Jewish people in Maine, more now than there used to be. But those types of issues don't generally tend to come up in Maine politics very often. So I'm interested to see what she says about things like that.
Mhm.
I do know that she is not for getting rid of the filibuster. I know that she was against the red flag law that was passed overwhelmingly in Maine, which allows judges and I believe law enforcement to temporarily take firearms away from people who are literally a threat to themselves or others. So I think there are stark differences in this race, and I'm just glad that we're going to be able to talk to both of them, so that and in particular in such a short period of time, so that people can judge for themselves. I mean, we'll obviously have opinions, but people should watch and tell us
By the
what they
way,
think.
Chris, a month ago, Mills condemned anyone city municipal votes to divest from Israel. So that's kind of an indicator where she lies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean she's moderate. She's always has been. It's not
But she's had a shovel full of AIPAC money in her career.
I don't know. You'd have to look it up.
I will find out.
Yeah. It's possible. I mean, she's only run against really awful people, so I don't know. Penny said that we should have Pritzker on. Well,
I would like to talk to Pritzker.
we have reached out.
Mhm.
We initially had some very positive conversations, and then Trump invaded Chicago. So that sort of has put a pin in it for now. But we will definitely be going back and trying to get him on, because I'm very interested in talking to him. Also, did you guys know he won like $1.2 million playing blackjack in Vegas last year?
I did know that, which it's funny to watch all the GOPers get real pissed about that, but it seems like they're just mad that that our guy, made money on casinos and their guy lost money on casinos.
You mean bankrupted casinos?
Yeah,
in
a lot of money
Atlantic
gone.
City. Yeah. Let's see. So someone asked us a question. They said, it was more of a statement. I know you guys have talked about the shutdown deal, but as a Virginian with several
Real quick. She's at $916,000. No, that's Susan Collins. Never mind. I gotta go to the Senate.
Mhm.
I was gonna say I got confused.
Okay, while Luke is researching, someone said that they understand the shutdown deal because they know several people who are missing paychecks, and as a 28-year-old tired of being run by seniors, I'm pissed. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I understand Tim Kaine being in Virginia and because there's such a large uh, government employee base in Virginia because they all commute in or now remote or what. I guess they don't do remote anymore because Trump makes them come in or whatever. But so that it's a very Northern Virginia is overwhelmingly folks that live in or work in DC, and a lot of them are almost all of them have something to do with the government. So I get it. I think it's also telling that the 8 that voted for it are either not up for reelection for at least 4 years or are retiring. And I think probably what that shows is that there were others that wanted to vote for this, but knew politically it would be a bad idea. So they let these 8 go in front. So, you could be right. I don't think any of us were particularly happy with the way it went down. Um, and it sounded like those 8 went around Schumer, which is bad for him in a couple ways. But, I get it. But yeah, I think Luke, you made the good point that we should have kept it going as long as that emergency fund was available for SNAP
Yeah, that was the
benefits
right play. I don't
and
know
then
why they
cut it.
didn't consider that one. That one seemed pretty elementary to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think they were worried about people starving, and there being reports of that. But because Trump was going to keep trying to not pay SNAP benefits and take it to the Supreme Court, which did the Supreme Court tell him he had to pay them? That
Yeah,
never
and then
even,
he brought it back to them, right? Like there was once, and then they said, yeah.
I don't know.
I cannot find anything about Mills and APAC.
That's just not a race that I could imagine APAC particularly caring about. They care about the senators, right? But a governor in Maine, like, it's probably not. Let's see. If anyone has any other questions, let us know. What else we got, guys? What's Luke? I saw you did an AMA on the Insta.
A lot of people asking about feet. It's a lot of people asking about feet. Every time. I underestimated every time.
I noticed that you didn't put any of those up.
I feel like that's feeding the fire.
Feeding the fire?
God damn it. That's not helpful.
I think that was a Freudian slip if I ever heard one.
I think so. With SNAP being funded through 2026, is it possible to bring up this point again in 26? So if the deal passes, which the House is actually amending the reopening bill because they're actually stripping out this absurdity, which for once I actually agree with them, this absurdity of allowing members of Congress to sue the federal government for the
they're stripping that?
They're stripping that.
Thank fuck.
But SNAP will be so SNAP's only funded though through September of 26. So yes, it will come up again, and I think that date was strategically picked. I guess from the Democrats, the Republicans went along with it, but like they're going to have to vote on this again in September. So either way, for the Republicans, it's not good to be reminded of what they did a month before the election. So it will come up. There are parts of the government that are going to be only funded through January. So there could be a partial government shutdown. And that actually scares me because there won't be the incentives to reopen like there are now. So I don't.
Yeah,
that is not a good. That is not a good scenario.
Yeah, I think that I am often in conflict with most of the military and veterans community in that, and Democrats and Republicans, depending on who's in what position, will try to propose a bill saying oh, well, we'll fund the military. We'll make sure that the military gets paid. We'll make sure that the VA gets paid. And I hate that, actually. If the veteran population is getting treated special and that allows people to starve, that is not what I served for. That's the opposite. So I really hate the idea of partial government shutdowns. I hate the idea of, the VA being funded. If we want to play with fire and shut the fucking government down, shut the fucking government down.
Yep.
Like, let's do it all the fucking way. Let's
Yeah.
not just torture the most vulnerable people who don't have, a certain kind of identity, which is an identity you get to opt into being a veteran, that, keeps them fed or clothed or getting medical care. Like that, it's bullshit.
Yeah, well, I mean, Republicans are doing it because their base doesn't care about anything else, right?
Mhm.
So they're just like, we're gonna do this, and then we don't care. And then some dude, some rich dude, Mellon, whatever, gave $150 million to fund, which I didn't even think was legal for a private person.
It's not.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
pretty
what-
sure it's
Like
not. Yeah.
2 hours.
How would it even work? Like, what do they give you, like the routing in the bank account, and you just like shovel $150 million in? Like, how does that even?
Is there actual proof that that actually happened, or is it fucking gibberish? That's what I thought.
My guess is it's gibberish. Like that was their equivalent of the left basically saying like, we're going to do fundraisers so that people don't starve.
Mhm.
Theirs was typical, right? A rich man basically buying off a segment of people so that they wouldn't care about a government shutdown, so he can keep his tax cut that's probably roughly in the same amount of the check he just wrote.
Yeah.
So what about that lemon guy that donated the 130 million? Oh, Mellon, not Lemon. Mellon. His father on the Epstein list. Well, his father is dead. This guy is old. But the Mellon family obviously has been a thing in the United States for a very long time. Actually, I went to college with a Mellon. Funny enough, he didn't act like any of these people, but yeah, no, I don't. I mean, if anyone was on the Epstein list, it's the guy who gave the money because he's the right age. But I don't know.
I'm gonna go grab a fridge, Siggy. I'll be back.
Oh, I was supposed to bring my wife one, and I completely forgot.
Mm.
Oops. While she's sleeping. Will AOC run for president, or will she run for Senate? I think she has a better chance to win if she runs for the Senate. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I agree. My guess is that Schumer won't run for re-election in 2 years. That's my guess. So if he doesn't, we're talking about if AOC will run for president or Senate.
I'm good. I'm saying Senate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she wants to be president. She's a good legislator.
Yeah.
She's good at that. I don't know that. I mean, being a member of Congress is executive experience, but like she's a really good legislator. I think it would make more sense for her to run for Senate.
Yes, I agree. I mean, the challenge with New York is that New York is kind of two states in one. You've got New York City in the metropolitan area, and then you've got everything else. Yeah. And she is not well known or particularly well liked in the rest of the state. So I don't know how that would go. But if you juiced New York City enough, which she would do, it may not matter. So I don't know. I'll be really interested to see how this Kathy Hochul and Elise Stefanik race goes, because Elise is from upstate, but so is Kathy. But I saw I saw a poll the other day that had Stefanik down by like 25 points, and I was like, "Good luck to you. That sucks."
How did I miss this?
What's that?
The last penny was minted today.
Oh yeah, we're getting rid of the penny.
I didn't know that.
Yep. And actually,
fucking Epstein hiding me from the real news
is the best thing. Well, I'll tell you what the other one. Top 2 best things that Donald Trump has ever agreed to. It's getting rid of the penny, because it's so stupid. It costs more than they are worth. So we lose millions of dollars a year making them. The other thing was signing the bill, reducing the smoking age or increasing the smoking age from 18 to 21. He did sign that too. Because it was a deal with the tobacco companies to basically not get sued out of existence, that they had to agree to that. But yes, no, we are getting rid of the penny.
I would get rid of, if it were me, I'd get rid of everything up to a quarter.
See,
no dimes.
No dimes.
Luke, this is going to be one of those things where this is the point in your life that for the rest of your life, you're going to look at things like, oh man, this person is younger than the dead penny. Like
That's kind of wild.
this is like
It's like sliced bread.
yeah,
Well, you-
exactly.
Well, you actually lived in an era with people who were alive before sliced bread, because Betty White was
Yep.
born before the invention of sliced bread.
Pretty sure Joe Biden was too.
Well, they're not that far off in
That's a good point.
20 years. I guess, I mean, 20 is a fair amount, but you know.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, when was that? So someone said that the left-wing podcasters are saying that Dems who voted to end the shutdowns were paid by the airlines. So when you hear something like that, like, think about what that would mean. So did they make large contributions to their campaign? You'll be able to look that up. But they can't actually write senators a check.
Yeah.
That you would go to jail and you would be caught very quickly. It's sort of like the what's his face Menendez from New Jersey, who was a senator and he was actually chair of the Intelligence Committee, had gold bars in his bedroom.
Damn.
Like, you take that shit, like, it's not like you could just walk around with gold bars and be like, I want to cash these in.
Tom Homan could take 50,000 and nothing happened to him.
Well, if you run a lawless administration, then yes, you can break all kinds of laws. And yeah, that's so funny that the video shows him walking off with the cash, right?
Yeah,
so like,
nothing ever happened there. That's fucking crazy.
Where's the 50 grand? Like,
maybe it was fake.
It's a boat now. That's like he absolutely fucking spent it. There's no fucking way. Like
maybe he bought Joe Manchin's houseboat on the Potomac.
Oh, by the way, 1928 is sliced bread. So Joe Biden is not quite old enough.
What
was pretty close.
Was Biden born in the 30s or the 40s? 40s?
I think 40s.
He's like 82 now. So that would be
he was born
43?
1942. So 14 years. That's pretty fucking close.
Do you ever like apparently the oldest person alive right now was born in 1903. Do you ever think of those
crazy? There were still cowboys then.
Like, I'm making this about sports, but she remembers when the Red Sox traded Babe Ruth to the Yankees.
Of all the things
still alive.
that you could have brought up, that is the least interesting thing that she would have lived through.
Well, she also lived through the Spanish-American War, right?
Both world wars, Spanish-American War, Vietnam War, Korean War.
Spanish flu.
Spanish flu.
The original pandemic.
Yep, where they all wore masks.
Plandemic. Clearly, it was planned.
Yes, in 1918.
She lived through both pandemics.
Yeah. I mean, she must. I mean, I don't think she's in the UK, so she didn't vote. But like, what would that presidential been that she could have been? So she would have had to have been. Well, actually, women didn't have the right to vote. So when she was born, so I guess that doesn't really count. But I think in the 20s, like Warren Harding, she voted for Warren Harding. She could have pissed
on Margaret Thatcher's grave.
Well, I mean, we could all do that.
That's fair. Well, she could have done it freshly. You know.
Also, Margaret Thatcher was alive in your lifetime.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Mm. She had dementia, I think. So
people didn't really... I feel less good now. That's pretty bad.
To be clear, she was terrible. Terrible.
Terrible.
Well, it's funny. We'll actually ask Graham Plattner. Did you guys see the video he did on Dick Cheney?
Mm-mm.
Yes, I did. I liked that video a lot.
He didn't piss on his grave, but he was like, I'm not sorry that he's gone. He like sent me and hundreds of thousands. How many American soldiers actually went to Iraq? Hundreds, 500,000?
I mean, between Iraq and Afghanistan, it was over 2 million.
So Dick Cheney basically sent 2 million Americans overseas. I mean, one of those wars is a lot easier to defend than the other, but they also didn't catch bin Laden. Like
every time I go shooting at the range, I tell whoever I'm with, "Don't Dick Cheney me," and I laugh every time.
Yeah. Like the most impressive thing Dick Cheney ever did was shoot a guy in the face and get the guy to apologize to him, which is what he did. Not a fan of Cheney. Yeah, there are no Dick Cheney.
There are no fans of Dick Cheney here.
None whatsoever. There are also no George W. Bush fans here, because every time I hear someone say, "I just long for the days of W," and I'm like, do you
kick him into the sun?
Do you really believe? Do you really want that again? Because while Trump is far more illegal in his activities, that Bush administration had many things that they could have been charged with, and some did, right? Scooter Libby, Dick
I wasn't
Cheney.
even alive then, and I know that it's a bad deal.
Wait a minute. Yes, you
Wait,
you were
which Bush?
not
Not which.
HW. He was president from 2001 to
Oh, I was
2009. Yes.
2009. I forgot he had 2.
Oh, she was the woman who there are people still alive that when the Titanic sank.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Ooh.
another one.
She was alive for 2 separate nautical disasters directly near where the Titanic crashed. You know, the Titanic crashing, and then when all those billionaires got.
Oh. Could you imagine the 1918 version of this woman? She's 15 years old, and they tell her that an underwater ship is going to go thousands of meters down and then
explode
next to
implode technically
Implode. Yep.
because we found the wreckage of the Titanic.
Have you ever watched the documentary type deal about the construction of that sub?
Oh, it's
I strongly recommend it. It was like every possible bad choice they could have fucking made, they made it.
And the owner deliberately was cutting corners. Like he was like, it's fine. It's like you are about to have the entire ocean sitting on top of you, and you're gonna cut corners?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. The only person I feel bad for on that ship is the kid. Everybody else knew.
Yeah.
Well, and the kid switched. The mom and the kid switched out.
Yeah, the kid didn't want to go, as far as I remember.
Yep.
But the mom was like, "I won't go," or something.
What's funny is these people. This wasn't a punishment. These people paid $250,000 to go on a sinking coffin. That
It's piloted by the same controller that I used to play Battlefield with.
Xbox remote control or PlayStation or one of them, right?
Actually, it was a Logitech.
Oh, so a knockoff.
Yeah.
So they didn't even get the brand version. They got
the PC brand,
the generic. I mean, it's just so crazy. And also, James Cameron has become like an expert in this stuff.
Yeah.
And he was like apparently screaming about them before. It was like I wouldn't let.
He tried to stop him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the damnedest thing was I remember when that happened, and everybody was like, "Well, they might still be alive down then." And then James Cameron was like, "They're dead. There's 0 chance. They're dead."
That.
Yeah, he did say. Yeah, he was like, "Nope, no chance at all. Nope. That thing imploded. This is what." And then he was exactly right.
He was 100% correct.
Mm-hmm.
Funny how when you listen to the experts tend to know things.
Yeah, and
that's advice you could use in life almost every time.
I mean, the good news in this is that they did not know because it happened so fast. So that is like we all learned how fast the brain processes pain compared to how fast this thing happened. It's all in milliseconds, but yeah. Apparently,
no recognition of what was about to happen. No.
Though the only problem was they knew there were problems because they were radioing. There was like an issue, but I don't think that they
pinhole, then bang, dead.
Also, it probably did make some noises before it actually.
I bet that fucker was groaning.
Oh yeah, there's probably some creaking.
Yeah, I tell you what, you
that's some nightmare fuel right there.
Okay, here's a question.
You could not fucking pay me to go to a submarine.
All right, so someone will give you all of Elon Musk's wealth.
Oh shit! Okay.
To go on one of the competitors' subs to the Titanic, would you do it?
I mean, if you get to inspect it, like,
can I talk to an expert?
No, you have to go down.
Yeah, can I bring James Cameron to inspect it first, though?
No.
Oh, then fuck no! I'm not trusting some asshole to tell me, "Oh no, you're fine," and then, bang! I'm not doing that. No.
I mean, does my family get to inherit the money? Because that changes the calculus.
No.
Then no.
This is not one of those like offing yourself so your family gets the insurance money.
Yeah.
No.
So then the answer is no.
No. Which was actually
see the guys got our mods got me Logitech F710.
They heard a creak or two. There's no way that was silent and then gone.
No.
Like no. Let's see. Oh, David. Hey, David. I know you. He said, Luke, I once made a nasty Cheney come back to an in-law who, or come back to an in-law who was thankful Trump won in 2016. I think that's perfectly reasonable.
I had somebody. There's a guy at the gym who I know, and he actually recognized me. He had quite a joke today.
Yeah, you're
Can
gonna tell
you
it.
repeat it?
Yeah. He goes, I slept on my neck wrong last night. I got a kirk in my neck. And I was like, that's pretty bad. I don't know about that one, Chief.
Oh my!
That's so not nice.
Oh,
That's pretty mean.
Here's a funnier. This is funnier. We're gonna get off that. Someone said, "I'd rather be on the door with Rose than in those tin cans." Absolutely. Well, first of all, Rose
Agreed.
lived, right?
Trash movie, by the way. Way
Yes.
overrated.
Also, made before you were born.
True.
Yeah,
So I
definitely.
watched it in college, and I was like, "This movie, I thought it sucked. I just didn't think it was very good."
So I remember going to the theater and a woman, an old lady with like a giant fucking perm sat in front of me, and I was short, and I was like, excuse me, like I can't see the entire screen is behind your head. Like, could you find another place? And she said no. So I spent 3 hours kicking her seat. And
I actually yelled at someone at a movie theater on Sunday.
What happened?
I went to see that new Predator movie, which, by the way, was pretty fucking
You
sick.
both have seen it.
oh,
I
yeah.
really liked it.
I think it's my new favorite movie. I mean,
I think it's my
wanna see it
favorite
again.
Predator movie by far. But this fucking asshole at the front of the fucking movie theater, like 2 or 3 rows in, is sitting there taking flash selfies on Snapchat as this movie's going.
Mm.
And generally, you get like three strikes with me on being on your phone throughout the entirety of the movie. He does 3 of them in the span of about 10 minutes. He goes to do the 4th one, and I just went, "Get off your fucking phone!" And it was like, wham! Immediately, he put his phone down.
I mean, good. I mean, you have the yelling down pat.
I have that one.
You have the righteous rage. Like you.
I cannot stand a motherfucker
No,
who
I
gets
mean,
on his phone in the movie theater.
I
Eat shit and get
Well,
fucked with a cactus, you loser.
I had
Everybody else is there because they want to see the movie and they want it to be a good experience, and they paid a lot of money to do it.
well.
Mhm.
My worst movie story is that I saw The Departed
Good movie.
in Boston, where it's based. If you don't know,
Yeah.
Mhm.
I know you too, but anyone listening, and the guy next to me was like a cheerleader for everything that was going on in the movie, just like yelling and screaming, and I wanted to fucking kill him. The problem is he was about 6'4",
Oh, that's a bad
250.
bet.
And so and again, The Departed in Boston. I'm like, I'm not fucking with anybody in here.
Mhm.
Not, and also because it was Boston, we were in the first row. So you're already like doing this, and some guy's like yelling next to me, and like, and my buddy was like, "Stop looking at him! Stop looking at him!" Because I doing the like, the stare down thing, and then I realized maybe the big dudes in Boston I shouldn't be fucking with while I'm watching this movie. Just
So when I was in high school, I got in a confrontation in a movie theater because someone behind me was like kicking me or something, another high school student. And I turn around and I go to say, "I'm going to fuck you up." But I literally choked on a piece of popcorn and I just said, "I'm going to fuck you." And I was like, and that was a 10 times more scary.
I was
That's a scary threat.
that is worse. That's like,
Like,
you're like,
everyone around like saw me like fuming and then turn around. So like everybody in the area was fucking looking at me.
I mean,
I was just like, "I'm gonna fuck you."
you basically threatened to Pulp Fiction him.
Yeah.
Yep.
And if anyone,
Fantastic movie, by the way.
excellent movie. Quentin Tarantino doesn't make bad movies, I don't think. But I mean, even though he is the weirdest dude on earth, but that movie's
If I had to
great.
bet on a director being on the Epstein list, it's him.
The
Oh,
thing
yeah.
I hate about Quentin Tarantino is he tortures people with misophonia.
Oh, that
Deliberate.
is true. That is
Every
true.
fucking movie, he has these horrible close-ups of people fucking eating, like this just gratuitous lip smacking and filthy fucking. I hate it. every like Inglorious Bastards. It's like a fucking 10-minute scene of the fucking Nazi guy eating.
Why does he
Horrible.
do that?
That movie's overrated, by the way.
He must know. He must have somebody he hates that has misophonia that he just wants to fucking torture. I can't think of any other reason than that to fucking do that.
Did you know that he apparently growing up he had a bad childhood and his mom always was like, "You're never gonna make it." She was like, "You're never gonna
Really?
make it," and then he made it, and he hasn't given her a fucking dime,
Hmm.
like because it was so bad.
Maybe
I
it's her.
think
who
Eminem has
actually-
a similar story.
Yeah, his mom. Yeah, I think she died.
Problem.
But another person famous before you were born.
I love Eminem though. If he ever came back for another tour, I would sell a kidney to go.
Do you call that classic rap?
No.
Okay, thank God.
He made a new album like a year ago. It was not great.
Yeah,
but
Paul McCartney still makes albums.
fair.
So
Yeah, Eminem's music has not aged well.
No. It was actually funny. We were in when we were in New Orleans, Tim. There was that thing with trivia or with karaoke that we maybe were gonna go to.
oh yeah,
And
yeah.
Jack and I were talking about it. He was like, "Would you do karaoke?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't know I know a lot of songs, but not like I don't know a lot of songs like off like to the chest." And I go, "Most of what I know is Eminem." And I said, "But I'm not doing Eminem in front of a bunch of liberal folks because you can't do an old Eminem song like that. Like you just can't."
No, but it's really interesting. Like when all that stuff was going on, I think I was in college, and there was this thing about Eminem and like homophobia, and actually Elton John reached out and they did a performance of Stan. No,
Mhm.
Stan, yeah,
Stan.
and he did, and Elton John did the Dido part, and like basically like backed him up, which was really interesting. And then
It
that's
was interesting.
sort of realized that Eminem was not a piece of shit, and actually he's quite liberal and progressive now. But you know, when he was in high school and college aged, like he said some fucking horrible
He
shit.
said
Those
some bad
lyrics,
shit. Yep.
like
Yeah. Yeah.
He made a whole song about killing his wife, with including like parts of her screaming.
yeah, he had a very bad upbringing and a very bad home life and mother. I don't even know if he had a dad, to be honest.
I don't know that he know. Yeah.
So I mean, some of it's like in 8 Mile, right? Like that movie, like a lot of it was kind of like
It's not quite a documentary, but it's close.
but it's a fictionalized version
Yeah.
of like him growing up. That movie's actually quite
Fucking
good.
love 8 Mile. That's a good movie.
Kai Pfeiffer.
The last rap battle where he's like, and Clarence, his parents have a real nice marriage, and oh, fuck,
Those
fuck it, I'll
battles-
go a cappella.
I'm not even like a big like rap guy, and that movie's awesome, and those scenes are awesome. Like it's also just like, how do you even make your mouth do that?
Oh, I don't know. I at one point in my life I could do the fast part on Rap God.
God.
The way I learned was using YouTube and doing it at like 0.5 and then 0.75 and then 1x speed. But then he did a song called Godzilla where he actually increased his syllables per second. And I thought, oh, I'll try and learn that one. Couldn't even get fucking close.
Yeah, it's crazy. Okay, now I feel old. Eminem is a grandfather now.
Damn.
Yeah. Haley, remember Haley was a baby.
Yeah, Haley's featured on several songs.
Yep, and she has a child now.
Yep.
It's
That's
like it's
not
weird.
surprising.
No.
All right, gentlemen, I am being summoned.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, we can let's if I got to do a little bit of promotion for us, for everybody that's probably already knows about the Find Out podcast, but we have an episode tomorrow morning with just the four of us talking about Epstein stuff, and then Friday we are going to have a special episode with Graham Plattner, and then we'll be back on Tuesday with Janet Mills. So if you are not
we're starting Main Mania on Friday.
Main Mania.
Main Mania.
Yes. Yes. So everybody go check those out when they come out. You're already probably subscribers of ours. If you just come across this feed, please hit that subscribe button. It is very important. Someone asked earlier where the best place was to become a member for us. And the answer is
YouTube.
YouTube, I think.
YouTube. Yeah.
Yep. So if you want to subscribe, kick us some bucks to keep the lights on and We're building new shows, which we'll be able to talk about pretty soon. So we'll do all that. But
Pretty sweet.
until then, every Wednesday, 8:45 Eastern time, we will be here, and we will always set it up early so you can get the notify button. Otherwise, enjoy the show tomorrow and Friday and Tuesday.
Yep.
All right, guys.